Welcome back to another 40k report for the channel. Slight tweak to the format this time.
You're joking. Not another one?
On reflection, I reckon if I go for 10 minutes but include the rosters and endgame summary and the time limit, I'll hopefully end up at a happy medium. Shorter than my old reports, but not as rushed as the 5-minute reps.
Why the fuck not?
This report sees me debut 2 new units. First up, yep, it's Abaddon. I'm taking Abaddon and there's not a frickin' goddamn thing you can do to stop me. By taking him I do lose access to Kabbalistic rituals, though, which to be honest seems more than fair all things considered. Secondly, I've had a couple of decimators knocking around for a while, but never got round to painting them, so I slapped some blue and gold on one of them and decided to take it for a test spin. Okay, let's take a look at the rosters. So, mission stats. We're playing the Scouring, and for secondaries I choose Banners, Wrath of Magnus, and Mutate Landscape, while Black Templars choose Abhor the Witch, Oaths, and Bathe your blades in the blood of your foe, for which Airman is selected. Basically they'll get a bunch of points for killing Airman.
You leave him alone!
Here's my deployment. Most things are behind obscuring terrain, except for Abaddon and a 5-man Termi squad in the center. If I'd hidden them I'd just think they'd have been too far back. My 10-man Termi squad's in deep strike. Templars have one intercessor squad on the left. In the center is a giant ball of death clustered in the ruins, containing Centurions, Eradicators, Crusaders, and Characters. One Dreads at the very back, and the others on the right with another squad of intercessors. 10 Vanguard veterans are in deep strike. Okay, I get the first turn, so let's get into it. I move on to both flanking objectives, and the laser destroyer comes out of hiding. Since my spellcasters and the decimator won't be able to get in range yet, I decide to keep them back for now. The Termies move forward only slightly, coming out of the ruins but staying in cover, and Abaddon moves up behind them. Inside the ruins, I raise a banner on one objective, and mutate the other. Psychic also sees the laser destroyer get +1 to hit, and the Termies get a 4 up in Von. In shooting, the destroyer takes aim at the Centurions, and I give it +1 AP for 1 CP. Pushing it up to AP -5.
Wow.
3 shots, 3 hits, 3 wounds, and 3 kills.
I'm killing them straight.
The rest of shooting just sees the Termies kill a neophyte from the Crusader squad. In Black Templars turn 1, his Crusaders rush forwards towards the middle objective. Both dreadnoughts come out of hiding, with the rearmost one emerging from behind the containers, and the rightmost one stepping into the ruins. He resurrects a Centurion, but they hang back, while the Eradicators step forward into his central ruins.
So, we're going to die.
It turns out shooting is fairly ineffectual though, and I only lose 1 Termi from the center, 1 Rubric on the right flank, and 2 of the spawn. In the combat phase, he just devout pushes the Crusaders onto the central objective, and that ends the turn. My turn 2. Abaddon and the Termies rush out of the ruins and head for the Crusaders.
There's gonna be carnage.
I still keep the Decimator and my spellcasters back, as I don't need them to deal with the Crusaders, and to target anything else would mean pushing up too much at this stage. I raise a second banner, and my 10-man Termi squad comes down up here. Finally, the lone spawn Auspex scans the objective, cause that's a thing that mindless spawn can do, apparently. A better shot of the big Termi squad. Psychic sees the other nearby objective mutated, and the destroyer buffed up with a 4+ invulnerable and +1 to hit. I also duplicity teleport a Rubric squad way up here, to threaten his leftmost objective, and the squad then smites the nearby intercessors.
Hey,
It's on, baby.
In shooting, the big squad of termies gets +1 to wound and targets the dreadnought, but they fail to kill it, leaving it on 5 wounds. I've had a quick look at the averages and it seems I overestimated them, as they'd only average 9 or 10 wounds anyway.
Oh, I was wrong there.
Elsewhere, the Destroyer and Central Termies combined kill 2 Eradicators, and the teleported Rubrics kill an Intercessor or 2. Charge time.
Does anyone have a charger?
Abaddon and the Termies charge onto the central objective. Abby wipes out all but one of the Crusaders, and the last guy runs away. The big Termy squad charges the Intercessors over here, and obviously completely mullers them. And another lucky charge on the left, as the teleported Rubrics make their charge, kill an Intercessor, and steal this objective.
It's free real estate.
BTT-2. My Terminators look set to face the full wrath of nearly the entire Templars army.
Yeah, nah.
I'm starting to regret putting the 4-up invulnerable on the tank now, instead of these Termies. On the other flank, Helbrecht heads out on his own to deal with the cheeky Rubrics. Oh, looks like I killed all the Intercessors last turn too. Sweet. Here's a better shot of this amazing model. Finally, the Vanguard veterans deep strike in my backfield, and can try and charge Airman, as I didn't screen him out.
Whoopsie.
Shooting sees 7 of the Termies slain, and then the Centurions and Dreadnought charge in and completely annihilate them. And down here, the friggin' Vanvets make their charge, butcher Airman, scoring a whopping 10 VPs in one fell swoop. They then pile into the Decimator. But the most important thing is something I annoyingly forgot to take a picture of. Helbrecht makes his charge into the Rubrics, but only kills 4 of them, leaving 1 alive. This means I still control that objective.
I drink your milkshake.
My turn 3. Abby stomps off towards the Centurions, while the remaining Termies hold the center. My leftmost Rubric suspects scan the objective. The Destroyer moves up so it can start targeting the Dreadnoughts. The Decimator stays in combat, as it has assault weapons so can shoot without penalty. The lone surviving Rubric obviously falls back from Helbrecht. Shooting sees the Destroyer easily delete the wounded Dreadnought, and the Termies put a few wounds onto Helbrecht. I think the Decimator does poorly against the Vanvets, though, and Psychic is similarly lackluster. Abaddon then charges the Centurions, taking a wound in Overwatch, and proceeds to kill all 4 of them, just about.
This the Kingpin, alright? And he the man.
The character dude guy over here does put a cheeky 2 wounds onto Abby in retaliation, though. Down here, it's just a big mess. I charge the Exalted in and kill a couple. Both my guys survive, but the Decimator's down to 6 wounds, and the Exalted is badly wounded too. BTT-3. This turn Templars score their first primary points, but only get 4, thanks to my lone Rubric.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
In contrast, I've scored 23 on primaries so far, so although not everything's going perfectly, I am in the lead at the moment. This picks after charges. Basically in shooting he easily puts 3 wounds onto Abaddon. He then charges Helbrecht back into the Rubric, and a ton of stuff into Abby. It's too much for even the mighty Warmaster, unfortunately, and he falls to the Dreadnought. The Rubric is also butchered with ease. Down here, the Decimator falls, but my Exalted survives on 1 wound. My turn 4. I score another big 15 for primaries this turn. The Termies in the center head over towards Helbrecht, and the Destroyer prepares to take a shot at the unwounded Redemptor. Psychic just sees another veteran die, maybe. I think they keep making their 5-up feel no pain. In shooting, the Destroyer takes aim at the Redemptor, and frickin' kills it in one go, from full health. Yes! This tank is insane, and so far I don't think it's let me down even once. In combat, the Vanvets predictably finish off the Exalted, and my Termies charge into Helbrecht. However, they don't quite finish him off. He survives on 1 wound, and then he kills all 4 of them in retaliation. Templars turn 4, and the Vanvets fly over to threaten my Flamer Rubrics. Helbrecht stays on the left objective, his Tech Priest advances to hold the central one, and he keeps another character on the rightmost one. His Eradicators come forward a bit. In shooting, the Eradicators bring the Destroyer down to 3 wounds. Then, the 5 Vanvets charge my Flamers, but lose 3 to Overwatch, and another in combat, while I still have 3 guys left.
No danger, my friend, no danger.
In the last battle round, we kill a few more models each, but the state of the board doesn't really change. We both score 8 for primaries this round. The destroyer kills the tech priest and then gets finished off by the eradicators. I think I finish off the Van Vet in psychic, and the chaplain comes down and kills my spawn, and that ends the game. So, let's check out the final scores. It ends with 1,000 Suns victory, 82-62. I want it noted also that I scored 9 for all my secondaries.
That makes Zinch smile.
So as you can see, we were only 1 point apart on secondaries, but I managed to max out primaries, and early on in the game I messed with the Templars' ability to score much for their own primaries, although they did score 11 each turn in turns 4 and 5. And that's the report done in just under 10 minutes. A quick post-battle summary, then. Abaddon? He's obviously very good, and I liked having a combat threat that can reliably bully anything the enemy throws forward, which is something I've missed with my 1,000 Suns. Is he worth losing Kabbalistic rituals for? Yeah, probably. Plus, it's less frickin' rules to remember, ha ha ha.
I see this as an absolute win.
I obviously won't include him every time, but I do want to try him out some more. The Laser Destroyer continues to be amazing. In this age of pushed datasheets and abilities, it seems to be a rare shining light from Imperial armor which combines decent defense, great offense, and reasonable cost. This surely can't last long. I obviously didn't really get to try out the Decimator properly, cause I was too scared to move it up. The 24-inch guns really hamper it, and it actually costs more than the Laser Destroyer. At some point I'll probably try out a pair of them just for fun. I made my usual error of overcommitting and underbuffing my big unit of Termies, and I also overestimated their offense. I need to try to be more defensive with them, I think, and that'll do it for another report. Thanks to my opponent for the great game, and for providing all the awesome newly built and painted terrain. This is the same opponent that my 1,000 Suns fought in the epic trilogy of reports versus Ultramarines, which you should also check out. They're reports 47, 57, and 58. The next report will actually see Abaddon on the field once more, and this time he'll be facing off against none other than Ghazghkull, so we'll find out just who really is the biggest and the best. Anyway, if you enjoyed this report, please like, comment, subscribe, and all that shiz. With any luck, this should hopefully be the report that takes us over 2K subs, woo. Note how I said, us. There. It's like I'm bringing you along on this journey.
Wow.
Anyway, till next time.
I'm going to go now.